Ever wonder why it's so hard to get started on a task, even if it's important? You're not alone. This common struggle is known as procrastination, and it's a widespread issue in our fast-paced society. Procrastination is like a sly fox, always lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce when we're least prepared. In essence, procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing tasks or actions. It's that nagging voice in your head that convinces you to put off something that needs to be done. This could be anything from studying for an exam to starting a new project at work. The impacts of procrastination are far-reaching. It can significantly hamper our productivity, causing us to fall behind on tasks and miss deadlines. Moreover, it can take a toll on our overall well-being, leading to increased stress and anxiety. Now that we understand the issue, let's delve into some practical tips to overcome this hurdle. So why do we procrastinate? Let's explore some of the common reasons. First, we have the fear of failure. This is a big one. We humans are wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. So when we perceive an upcoming task as difficult or challenging, our brains may tell us, hey, this could lead to failure and that's going to hurt. Let's avoid it. Hence, we procrastinate. Then, there's the overwhelming nature of some tasks. You know, those big projects that seem like they're going to take forever to complete. They can appear so daunting that we end up pushing them off to the side, telling ourselves we'll tackle them later. But as we all know, later often turns into never. Perfectionism is another common culprit. We want everything to be just right, down to the last detail, and this can lead to paralysis. We fear starting because we're worried we won't be able to achieve that perfect outcome we've envisioned. So we procrastinate, waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. And finally, there's a lack of motivation. Sometimes we just don't feel like doing what we need to do. We'd rather be doing something else, something more enjoyable or less strenuous. This lack of motivation can lead us to procrastinate, pushing off our responsibilities in favor of more immediate gratification. But here's the thing. All of these reasons are rooted in our thoughts and perceptions. And the good news is, thoughts and perceptions can be changed. We can learn to manage our fear of failure, break down overwhelming tasks into manageable chunks, let go of perfectionism, and find ways to motivate ourselves. Identifying the root cause of our procrastination is the first step to overcoming it. So, let's take that step together, shall we? On to the next scene. Now, let's look at some practical ways to overcome procrastination. Our first strategy is about breaking down tasks into manageable parts. Often tasks seem daunting because we look at them as one big mountain to climb. However, if we break them down into smaller, more manageable parts, they suddenly become less intimidating. Imagine you have to write a 20-page report. Instead of fretting over the enormity of the task, divide it into smaller sections. Plan to write a few pages each day, or even just a paragraph or two at a time. This way, you'll be making consistent progress without overwhelming yourself. This leads us to our second tip, which is using time management techniques. One of the most popular techniques is the Pomodoro technique, developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 80s. Here's how it works. You set a timer for 25 minutes, during which you focus solely on the task at hand. No distractions, no multitasking, just pure focused work. After the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. This is one Pomodoro. After completing 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. The beauty of the Pomodoro technique lies in its simplicity. It's not about working longer hours, but about working smarter. It helps you maintain your focus and productivity without burning out. It also provides a sense of accomplishment as you complete each Pomodoro, creating a positive feedback loop that motivates you to keep going. Remember, overcoming procrastination isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps towards better habits. By breaking down tasks and using effective time management techniques, you're not just fighting procrastination. You're also boosting your productivity, enhancing your focus, and improving your overall work quality. So, give these methods a try. Break down your tasks. Try the Pomodoro technique. See how they work for you. You might be surprised at how much you can achieve when you start taking control of your time and tasks. Implementing these strategies can help you take the first steps towards defeating procrastination. Ready for more tips? Let's dive right in. Our next tip is all about creating a conducive environment for work. It's so easy to underestimate the power of our surroundings, isn't it? But the fact of the matter is, our environment can either support our productivity or hinder it. So let's talk about what a conducive work environment looks like. First, consider the physical aspects. This includes a tidy, clutter-free space where everything you need is within arm's reach. Natural light is a plus, and a comfortable chair that supports good posture can make a world of difference. Then comes the digital aspect. This includes having all the necessary tools and software readily accessible with minimal distractions. Turn off those pesky notifications that have nothing to do with work. But we're not done yet. There's also the psychological aspect of your environment. This refers to the overall vibe or mood of your workspace. Do you feel calm and focused there, or does it make you anxious and restless? If it's the latter, consider incorporating elements that promote tranquility, like plants or calming colors. Now let's move on to our second tip: setting achievable goals. It's one thing to dream big, but it's another to break down those dreams into manageable, achievable steps. Instead of being overwhelmed by the enormity of the task at hand, focus on setting small, realistic goals. Remember, each small achievement is a step closer to your big goal, so celebrate these small wins. They fuel motivation and make the journey enjoyable. Also, ensure your goals are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps you to clearly define what you want to achieve, how you plan to do it, and when you expect to reach your goal. With the right environment and clear goals, you are setting yourself up for success. Let's continue with some more useful tips. Our ninth tip for overcoming procrastination and boosting productivity is to avoid perfectionism. Perfectionism is often the hidden culprit behind procrastination. We tend to delay tasks because we want them to be perfect, and we're afraid that they won't be if we just dive in. However, this pursuit of perfection can lead to stagnation. Instead of striving for absolute perfection, aim for progress. It's far better to get something done imperfectly than not doing it at all, because you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect resources. Remember, progress is a series of small steps. Each one is a victory over procrastination. Now, let's unveil our final tip: rewarding yourself. After completing a task, it's important to reward yourself. This could be anything from taking a short break, eating your favorite snack, or spending a few minutes on an activity you enjoy. The key here is to make the reward immediate. Why? Because our brains love immediate gratification. It's a powerful motivator, and it can help you establish a positive connection between finishing a task and receiving a reward. Over time, this connection can help you overcome the urge to procrastinate and increase your productivity. Think of it this way: the reward isn't just about treating yourself. It's about training your brain to associate productivity with pleasure. And when your brain starts to see the completion of tasks as a source of pleasure, you'll naturally want to do more. So, there you have it, folks. Our final two tips: avoiding perfectionism and rewarding yourself after completing tasks. These might seem simple, but they can have a profound impact on your productivity. And remember, these tips aren't meant to be overwhelming. You don't have to implement all of them at once. Start with one or two that resonate with you, and gradually incorporate more as you become more comfortable with them. Remember, progress over perfection, and don't forget to reward yourself along the way. Let's recap what we've learned today. We started by acknowledging the universal problem of procrastination, that persistent tendency to delay tasks we find challenging, boring, or overwhelming. We've all been there, staring at a daunting task, feeling the minutes tick away. We then delved into understanding why we procrastinate. We learned it's not just about laziness or poor time management, but often a complex interplay of psychological factors. Fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of motivation, or simply feeling overwhelmed can all contribute to this paralysis of action. We discovered that the first step to overcoming procrastination is identifying its root cause. By understanding what triggers our procrastination, we can devise strategies to counteract it. It's all about self-awareness and recognizing the internal dialogue that convinces us to put things off. Then, we embarked on a practical journey to conquer procrastination, armed with 6 effective tips. First, we talked about breaking tasks into manageable chunks. This makes any task less daunting and more achievable. Second, we emphasized the importance of setting clear, realistic goals. Having a defined endpoint in sight can greatly enhance our motivation. Our third tip was to eliminate distractions. In an age of constant digital interruptions, this can be a game changer for our productivity. Fourth, we discussed the power of prioritizing tasks, focusing on what truly matters and letting go of unnecessary perfectionism. The fifth tip was about the importance of taking regular breaks. Contrary to popular belief, it's not about working non-stop, but working smart. And finally, we explored the role of rewards in beating procrastination. Rewarding ourselves upon completing a task can provide that extra motivation we need to get started. And there you have it, a comprehensive understanding of procrastination, its causes, and 6 practical strategies to overcome it. Remember, it's a gradual process, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. But with persistence and patience, you can definitely make progress. With these tools in your arsenal, you're well on your way to overcoming procrastination and boosting your productivity. Before we wrap up, remember that overcoming procrastination is a journey. It's not about quick fixes or overnight success. It's a process of understanding your habits, identifying your triggers, and implementing strategies that work best for you. Be patient with yourself. You might not get it right the first time, or even the 10th. That's okay. Remember, each attempt brings you one step closer to finding the solution that clicks. Let's not forget, we all struggle with procrastination to some extent. Even the most productive people have their off days. It's a part of being human. So when you have those moments, don't beat yourself up. Instead, use it as a springboard to bounce back stronger the next day. Thank you for watching. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to improve. Good luck on your journey to boosted productivity.